here today. I want to thank the Painters Union, the Bricklayers Union, the Roofers Union, and our apprentices. I am Andy Ginther and thrilled to be joining you today and welcome you to the Linden Community Benefit Agreement virtual event. That's a mouthful. Presented by the City of Columbus, the CBA workforce, and the Columbus building trades. You've all probably seen the construction going on for the new Linden Park and Recreation Community Center. Did you know that it is being built under a community benefit agreement? Community benefit agreements, or CBAs, emphasize local hiring and a diverse workforce in the construction industry. They promote job opportunities for the residents of Columbus. After all, people who live in the community should have the opportunity to build their community right in their neighborhood. The construction building trades also open a pathway to not just a good job, but a great career, living wages and secure retirement benefits and healthcare. A great way for us to grow our middle class here in Columbus. The construction trade has been booming, even in the shadow of COVID-19. Once we get past this infection, and we will, we expect even more projects to come online and to be able to put our neighbors to work on in neighborhoods throughout our great city. Neighbors, workers in the construction building trades are often the second or third generation of their family to take up this important work. But we know that minorities and women are underrepresented. Making sure that minorities and women have job and career opportunities is absolutely crucial to our economic recovery from the virus, because we want this recovery to be dynamic and inclusive in lifting up families throughout our community. So we want to spread the word far and wide about the possibilities that exist in the construction building trades, which is why we're so happy you are with us today. We have a full lineup. First is Leland Bass from the Columbus Building Futures Program and representing the Urban League. Leland will be discussing the benefits of the Building Futures Program to lead you to a career in the construction trades, a lifelong career that you can see through retirement. Chris Nagel, Painters, Local 1275, Marvin Cochran, Roofer, Local 86, and Bill Hewlett, Bricklayer, Local 55, will discuss their immediate needs right now for painters, glazers, drywall finishers, roofers, and bricklayers. And Ebony Davis, a Columbus resident, will talk to you about being a painter apprentice and the advantages of choosing a career in the construction industry. We'll also have time for questions at the end of the panel. But first of all, I want to kick things off and over to Leland Bass with the Building Futures Program. Leland, good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Mayor Ginther, and thank you for your continued support of Building Futures and of the construction trades, and your dedication to getting the residents of Columbus on the path to the middle class and making sure that we all have an opportunity to live our dreams out. So I want to start off by thanking you for that. I want to also discuss the Building Futures Program, which is funded by the Department of Jobs and Family Services, Franklin County Department of Jobs and Family Services, and also with the support of the Franklin County Commissioners and also County Commissioners and the County Administrator, Kim Wilson. The program is run in conjunction with the Urban League and with the support of all of the local building trades and their business managers and the people that run it. And the purpose of the program is to give individuals that might not otherwise have known about these opportunities or haven't had access to be able to learn the skills or get involved. Building Futures was designed to give everyone an opportunity to kind of streamline their way into the building trades and to get an opportunity to be on the road to the middle class. We've graduated about 60 people so far, and our graduation rate for the program is at 90%. And our employment placement rate is at 85%. And our average worker first year makes over $40,000 with full benefits that are included, that doesn't come out of their check. It's a wonderful opportunity The building trades present themselves as a wonderful opportunity and alternative for individuals that maybe college is not the road they want to be in, but still have the opportunity, like I said, to live their dream. It's a 12-week program. It's offered in the evenings, so individuals can still keep their day jobs. We provide a stipend of $250 a week for individuals to attend. And upon graduation from the program, you are placed into your apprenticeship and also placed into an employment opportunity. So the great thing about Building Futures is it's not one of those programs that trains you just to train you. We train you with the goal of making sure that you become employed in your trade upon graduation, and we've had really great success with that. And so we're really proud of the work that we're doing. I'm proud to see Ebony Davis on the call. She's actually a graduate of Building Future. So it's just really awesome to see the life-changing opportunities that this program has provided.
Thank you, Leland. And I know we'll take some questions at the end of the panel, but want to get to our next speaker. And that's Chris Nagel from Painters Local 1275. Chris, what's going on with the painters these days? And talk a little bit about your trade.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther. Here at the International Union of Painters and Allied Trades here in Columbus, Ohio, we represent folks that do industrial painting in regards to bridges, water towers, wastewater treatment plants, water treatment plants, and also commercial painters, which is the work that's performed in hospitals, schools. We're the final line in terms of construction. We make those projects look good. We also represent the drywall finishing industry here as well. We have an immediate need, immediate job placement opportunities for folks within the commercial industry in painting and also in drywall finishing. Excuse me. To talk a little bit about our apprenticeship programs, both our painting and finishing programs are a 4-year program. You learn on the job site while you earn a paycheck, and you're immediately enrolled into our health and welfare programs and also our pension retirement plans. And it's also a very good opportunity for college credit through our apprenticeship program to take, if folks want to who have aspirations to go to college. And Ebony, I won't take a lot of the opportunities away that we've provided for folks that've come out of the Building Futures program. And I'll let Ebony speak on that as well. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that anybody has once we come to that point. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, Chris. And thanks for everything you're doing and for the engagement at 1275 and all this work. I'd now like to invite Marvin Cochran from Roofers Local 86 to talk about what's going on in their construction trade and what he's seeing out there. Good afternoon, Marvin.
Good morning, Mayor. Good afternoon, Mayor. How are you?
Good to see you.
You too. First off, let me say thank you for the opportunity to talk today. We represent the roofers and waterproofers in Central Ohio. We have 20 counties right now. Go as far west as Springfield, Zanesville, Piketon, Marion. Just like Chris Work Warrior program, we take applications year round. We're starting guys out right now at $16 an hour, and because of the need for individuals, our contractors are bumping them up after 30 days to $17 an hour. Our apprentices are eligible for health insurance right away. It's right here. I mean, our facility is right here in Columbus. It's on the bus route. And we also are affiliated with Owens Community College. So you attend our program, you too can accumulate college credits. Really, that's about it. I look forward to any questions. And I did want to say too that I am actually a proud graduate of Linden McKinley High School, and I spent a lot of days at Linden Park.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I don't give a whole lot of shout outs to Linden Panthers as a Whetstone Brave, but I'll give one out to you, Marvin. And went to a bunch of great camps, including some summer camps over at Linden Park, and great memories there, which is kind of cool that we're all working together now on the Linden Community Center, building for the next generation of young people of Columbus residents. And how excited I am that neighbors that live in that community and around that neighborhood are actually going to be part of the building of that future. Pretty exciting. I think Bill Hewlett from Bricklayer Local 55 is with us. Bill, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you're seeing out there and what's going on in your industry?
Thank you, Mayor Ginther. Nice talking to you today. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
With our bricklayer, we do the same thing. We have a 4-year apprenticeship program. Our health insurance takes 3 to 4 months to be covered in insurance. We cover the bricklaying, block laying, new construction. We also cover restoration work. I have immediate placements for journeymen who want to be on either one of those projects. The apprenticeship program, we're a 4-year apprenticeship program as well. You can place you on. Our apprenticeship starts at $14.83, which is 50% of our journeyman scale. But I do have a lot of contractors that are actually paying above scale just to keep the apprentices going and get them in the trade. Basically, on a job training, we have 4 weeks of training out of the year. Everything else is on a job. You get paid for everything. Our pensions start off just like everybody else. We have 2 pensions in our apprenticeship program and in the journeyman apprenticeship program, or as a journeyman. We do have college credits that we receive for the apprenticeship program when they graduate the apprenticeship program. Ours is through Lorain County Community College, and that is transferable to any state college, like most other ones. You can find my information through columbusconstruction.org. I take applications year-round, basically through appointments. Make sure I'm in the office. I'm the only one in Columbus, so I do a lot of on-a-job visits and stuff like that. I look forward to talking to anybody who's interested and take questions at the end. Thank you for this opportunity, Mayor Ginther.
Thank you, Bill, and thanks for all your great work and partnership. And last but not least, we have someone on this virtual call who is an actual apprentice right now, and thrilled that Ebony Davis is working as a painter's apprentice. Ebony, why don't you tell us a little bit about what your days are like and why you chose to get into this trade, how you were exposed to it, how things are going, maybe some words of encouragement or perspectives for other folks who may have been thinking about it, but haven't taken that step yet. Any words of encouragement or support you could offer to folks about what you've discovered in your walk as an apprentice. How are you, Ebony?
I'm doing wonderful, other than I said I have a little bit of sinusitis going on, but it didn't stop me from being here on the call today.
Thank you.
So I would like to say to anybody who's thinking about it, don't think too long, because this is a wonderful opportunity. I want to thank Leland Bass, Chris Neagle, and the Building Futures to Trades for this wonderful program, because without it, I honestly don't know where I would be working to support my family. I heard about the program on the radio. Leland Bass had did an interview last summer, and I was driving out of town, and I stopped to take the information down. And that next week when I had came back, I applied for the program and got the call. There was a series of things you had to go through, like testing and an interview with Julie and Leland at the Columbus Building Trades. I chose drywall finishing because I honestly thought it would be something more suitable for a woman to be indoors and to be able to put the finishing, be able to see everything that's built up to us leading to finishing and beyond. My usual typical day now that I'm actually working is from 7 to 3:30. You get up, you go to the job, and fortunate for me, I'm a quick learner, so there's not like a lot of standing around. Anything that they ask me to do, I am able to do since October of last year, leading up till now. You don't have anybody really, breathing over you or standing over you. But if you have any questions or you're having trouble, your journeyman is always available to, you know, get you together and show you exactly what you need to do and to help make you better. Um, this opportunity, like I said, for me to be able to take care of my family and to have a career is the best choice that I feel like I've ever made. I am so grateful for the opportunity that I have. And I'm very willing and always here for any of these activities, any of the career fairs. And I have actually been taking a couple of videos while at work showing what I do. So when it comes time for me to be able to talk to other young ladies or gentlemen that are interested in getting into the trades or finishing, I will actually be able to show them, a little piece of what I do rather than just tell them.
Mm.
So that's something extra that I've decided to do, knowing that I have been, called a couple times to attend the apprenticeship fairs and to become a leader as far as in my trade and with the projects that we're doing outside of work, which are the apprenticeship fairs.
That's great. So maybe talk specifically, Ebony, to maybe some women or people of color that might be thinking about this, and maybe they haven't seen a ton of people that look like them in the trades. Talk a little bit about that part of it and how the great opportunities there are for everyone, but particularly women and people of color in the trades that you've discovered, and talk through that a little bit.
To be honest, I was actually surprised when I got to my first site that there were not as many women or colored or minorities at any of these job sites. And so for me coming in as not only a woman, but a minority, I have been shown a great deal of um, kindness. I haven't had any problems as far as being a woman. You'll see that people, anything you ask, hey, can you move this out the way? Can you do this? Can you hem? They're always there to help, no matter what trade, not just my journeyman, but other journeymen, other foremen. I would say to the people that it's not as bad as we might think it is. We are really needed, to be honest. Um, the more sites I go to, the more minorities I see. But I would say to you guys that some of us honestly think that we're not wanted
Mm.
in the trades. I've heard several um, young, black men that say, I don't think that they want us. And I tell them that we have been holding apprenticeship fairs in the inner city. And if they didn't want us in the trade, you guys wouldn't be reaching out to us. And it's room for everybody, no matter if you're a female, no matter what your race is, and that we are very much needed to come together to help build our city. For the women, we can do anything that men can do, honestly. And there's no doubt in my mind that no matter what trade um, females or women pick, um, you'll be treated with kindness and respect and fairness. And that's what I've been shown. And I'm pretty sure that it would not stop with me.
That's
So
important. That's so important for people to hear directly from you, your perspective, your experience, because I know that we're trying something different. That has not always been necessarily the culture of the trades in the past, and we're trying to turn the page. Part of Leland's work, part of the work that you're doing, and with our construction trade unions, really being purposeful and intentional about welcoming people who may not have felt welcomed and supported in the past, and really trying to focus on making sure that we get great people in the pipeline, regardless of their background. And so, and where they come from and so forth. So really appreciate your perspective, Ebony, and sharing that with us, and your encouragement for other women and people of color to make that decision, to make the jump and to dive in headfirst, what can be an incredible career.
Yes.
And opportunity to support their families, their kids, and in some cases, aging parents that need extra help. I'd like to open it up to all of the folks on the call to ask questions of me or any of our panelists. The way we're going to open it up to questions, we're going to use the raised hand function. So you should see a hand button next to your name. Click on that to raise your hand. We'll unmute you one at a time to answer your questions. Be sure to unclick the hand after we answer the questions, and click it again if you have another question or a follow-up. And I think as we click on folks, we'll ask them to just introduce themselves before they ask some of the questions. So who do we? Tara? Do you have a question? If you just introduce yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon. My name is Tara Dungana. I work for Community Refugee and Immigration Services, also called CRIS. We do workforce also, and basically with the new American communities here in Central Ohio. I'm very interested in developing that kind of partnership relationship with all these trade construction industries to refer quality workforce to these programs, and very interested in the apprentice part of it. We do have one employer that we are working already for over 4 or 5 years now. The first wave of folks we referred to that program are coming out soon with electric and HVAC apprentice training, but I want to broaden that field, I guess, referring this quality workforce. So how can I, as a representative from that community, be more involved with the panelists who are here representing different industries? And also, this is a new culture, and there are some language-related barrier, some transportation issues too. So how can we support these industries and get these people to those high-skilled jobs?
Sure. Well, I appreciate the question. There are two things. I'll allow any of the other panelists to speak to additional opportunities of partnership. And then Barry Pickett, who's in the mayor's office. You might see him in the back corner of the screen if you're watching on camera. He's waving his hand there. If you can share contact information, we may already have it here in the mayor's office, but I'll have Barry Pickett follow up with you out of the mayor's office to see how we can develop some more strategies for partnership and moving forward with some of the communities you work with. Any of the panelists, Chris, Bill, Leland, Ebony, Marvin, anybody have any comments based on the question and the interest here?
I'll speak to it a little bit. We're over at the Columbus Urban League and with the Building Trades and Electrical Trade Center with Building Futures. We're always open to partnering with other agencies to develop a pipeline of individuals that would like to have an opportunity to be in the skilled trades. I think the good thing about Building Futures is when you come to this program, you don't necessarily have to know exactly what trade you're going into, because you get exposure to all of the trades, and you get some hands-on work to do a lot of the different things. And then we ask you to kind of feel your way out throughout the process. The other good thing about building trades, as I heard mentioned, is we know that some people that are unemployed or that are new to our country may have barriers that need to be removed before they can become employed. And the great thing about Building Futures is the program is developed in a way to we can remove those barriers. So we have partnerships with car dealers where we have guaranteed financing for our graduates. We can help pay car payments, help do car repairs, help with rent and mortgage, and most importantly, we purchase the tools for the individuals that graduate the program. So it's a really involved program, and we would love to partner because we want to get this opportunity out to as many people as possible. So I will make sure that we get our contact information out. Like I said, you can always go to the cul.org website to get more information, or the Columbus Building and Construction Trades website to get information about Building Futures.
Thank you, Leland and Leah. Looks like Leah, you have a question or comment?
Hi, my name is Leah Keene. I'm a school counselor at Flex High School. And my question is, for graduating seniors, when do you recommend they start contacting you or start getting involved? Like right after graduation, the middle of their senior year? What is your best practice for that?
Thanks for the question, Leah. I'll turn it over to Leland and maybe any of the other panelists.
So for Building Futures, we only ask that you be a 18 years old upon graduating from the program. So we've actually had individuals that were 17 and about to graduate that have registered for the program, started, and then graduated right after they turned 18 and were able to get right into their apprenticeship program. I believe all of the apprenticeship programs, you need to be at least 18 to be in. But like I said, I know that Chris and Bill have immediate opportunities. And I believe that as long as you're 18, or you will be 18 when you apply, that you can go ahead and apply at that time. For Building Futures, you could apply a little bit earlier. We just want to make sure that you're at least 18 when you graduate.
Chris or Bill?
Yeah, I'll talk on the bricklayers. We actually bring them in if they're graduating. If they don't turn 18 until July or August, we'll still bring them in the program. As long as they graduate from the high school diploma. That's the only thing we require is driver's license and high school diploma. We can put them right to work after graduation. So that's what we do in the Bricklayers Union. Bring them in the program, sit them down and go through everything with them. And best thing to do is contact me. Probably in end of February, 1st of March is the best time to get a hold of me.
Chris or Marvin? Yeah, any other comments, Chris?
Yes, we definitely would love to have the opportunity to have a conversation with anybody that's interested. Unfortunately, with our program, you have to be 18 and also have a valid driver's license and reliable transportation. But the conversation, love to have that opportunity to speak to the student body when we're able. Thank you.
I think our next question is is it Melissa Reeves? Melissa?
Yes, I am Melissa Reeves. I'm a professional life coach, and I have a few clients that have like felonies and misdemeanors. So I was wondering, what's your policy on accepting people that, is it a certain amount of years that they have to be without incident, or is it any type of programs for those kind of people, including teenagers as well, not just adults?
Thanks for the question, Melissa. I'll look to the team. Bill, Chris, Leland, Marvin, have a response?
Yes, in regards to folks with prior record, excuse me, it is not something that stops anybody from becoming a member of the IUPAT. At the end of the day, it depends upon the project or work that our contractors are on that would limit an individual to work on a project. But that doesn't stop anybody from becoming a member or being a part of our program.
And that's also the same for the bricklayers union.
Yeah, I think probably one of the most important things is for folks not to try to hide it, just to be straight up about the record, so that it isn't a situation where folks feel like they've been dishonest or misled, to be straight up about your record. And because it's really hard if you're not honest about your record, for folks to do what they need to do to help support you, to make sure, as Chris or Bill said, you're working on the right project, you're writing in the right program. I think, Leland, you're raising your hand. You probably have something to say here too.
I just wanted to point out that what Bill and Chris said is exactly right. I would say for Building Futures, fully half of our graduates are individuals that are restored citizens and that have had previous dealings with law or legal issues. It is not something that we do a background check, but it's more for us to kind of see what's there. Because as we mentioned before, some trades or some jobs may be a little more hard to be placed in with certain backgrounds. And so we like to be upfront with individuals, not to keep you from being in the program, but sometimes we'll have a conversation and say, hey, with your background, this is where it might be a little more challenging, and these are the trades where you might have a little more success. We do that just to be upfront, but to be quite honest with you, for individuals with previous backgrounds, we have a 90% graduation rate and a 90% placement rate for those individuals. So it is not a concern at all.
That's great. Shelby Ditman.
Hi, yeah, my name is Shelby Ditman. I am currently an asbestos contractor. I remove asbestos. And my question was actually for Mr. Bass. Your program, do you have all sorts of different trades, or is it mainly geared towards like electrical trades of that sort?
No, we Building Futures is partnered with 18 of the local skilled trades unions, and so the electricians are a big sponsor with Julie Lachiowski and the Electrical Trade Center. They are our primary contact, but we place people with Bill and with Chris and with all of the other trades. We have bricklayers and carpenters and electricians and plumbers and pipe fitters. So no, our graduates they have the option of seeking any of one of the trades that partner with us.
One of the things, we'll see if anybody else has got a question, but I want to get back to this education thing, because I think, I'm an old man now at 45, but coming up in my generation, there was this thought it was either or, right? That it was either the trades or college. But I think everybody has spoken to, it doesn't have to be either or, it can be both and. That many of the apprenticeship programs, and maybe I'll let Ebony speak to this based on her experience. I mean, you could come out of this apprenticeship program. First of all, we know that the average person undergraduate debt now is something like $35,000, $40,000, the average undergraduate debt. And that's when they're not working for a couple of years and going to school full time. But you could be in an apprenticeship program, getting college credit, so being paid to get an associate's degree while providing for your family without any debt. It almost sounds too good to be true. But, help reinforce that message in your experience and walk, Ebony, and maybe some of the other panelists. But Ebony, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. It is too good to be true, but it is true. I just had a conversation. My daughter is 17. She just told me that she wanted to do finishing when she graduates. So I'm very excited about that. And it just warms my heart to know that I've made that impact on my daughter from just October, when I started the program till now. Also, I was having a conversation exactly about this last night, about being an apprentice and what an apprentice is for people who don't know. I said it's on-the-job training, and then you get the school training. And I was saying I couldn't imagine going 4 years just in school and not getting none of this hands-on training. I mean, it is really amazing that you can get up, go to your job, get paid full-time, and receive training, and get credits to be able to come out with an associate's degree, or like they said, transfer your credits to a college and still be able to maybe choose or change your career path if the building trades is not for you. But it is definitely true. It is definitely true. And again, that's why I'm here, to be able to let people know that what would be better than doing this. Like, my cousin asked my daughter, did she think about college? And I'm like, well, just remember that if you join the apprenticeship program, you will be able to not only work and get that hands-on training and that experience, but also be able to do the school side without getting in debt and without it being overwhelming coming out of high school.
That's a great point. I mean, Bill, Chris, Leland, Marvin, I mean, is there any other opportunity where you can get paid while earning college credit, not borrowing any money, and have healthcare benefits, and come out of this situation potentially with an associate's or a 2-year head start on a bachelor's degree? I mean, I don't know of any, but talk a little bit about why that's so attractive and how that's changed over time, maybe since when you all started in the trades.
I'll speak a little bit about it. Back before I became a painter within the crafts, I had the opportunity to go to Columbus College of Art and Design. At that time, I was working a full-time job, and at the end of the day, I wasn't able to receive the financial aid that was required in order for me to go to college. And as most of us know, Columbus College of Art is pretty prestigious, and it costs a great deal of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I had taken the opportunity. Thankfully, my grandfather was a union member, and he showed me this opportunity to become a painter and join the apprenticeship program. And throughout my career, you know, you do have that opportunity and luxury to maybe then have aspirations to go to college. But I was sucked in and wasn't going anywhere. I love the work that I do. And I love the work that I'm doing now currently in helping folks such as Ebony and anybody else here on the call that would love that opportunity. And yeah, to the question, Mr. Mayor Ginther, I don't know of any other business that gives this kind of opportunity
Mm-hmm.
in our apprenticeship programs.
Leland, what kind of impact has it had on the program, having the educational credit and training and pathway to associates and bachelor's degrees?
It's definitely a piece that we use to promote the program, because I think part of what early on my job was in recruiting was to, one, let the individuals know of all the opportunities, but also to deal with parents that maybe had for their young graduates or for their children that were still living with them, they had a view of what the trades were. And especially in the minority community, a lot of times it's college or bust is what you hear growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to stand in front of people and say, hey, it's not, like you said, Mayor Ginther, it's not an either or. This gives you an opportunity to go earn money, earn a livable wage, a middle class wage, while still getting credit for college and still having that opportunity to go to school and pursue a business degree or whatever. A lot of our individuals that graduate and go into the trades, you know, they may have aspirations of one day starting their own business, and they'll have the opportunity to get college credit and to go to school to pursue that if that's what they want to do. So it's been a great selling point to be able to stand up and say, you know, not only are we teaching you a trade, not only are we teaching you skills, but you're still getting in-class education, and you still have the opportunity to pursue further education if that's what you want to do. So it's been a great selling point for not only our program, but for a career in the trades in general.
You all have heard me talk before about my vision for us to become America's Opportunity City with the largest middle class our size in the country, in the nation's capital for upward mobility. And I don't think that there is a more critically important partner to us realizing that vision and goal than the trades. I mean, as we've just said here, to be able to, regardless of what you're born into, to have access to a living wage job while continuing to get educational credit. You can support your family, have secure benefits to support your family, and not go into debt while pursuing that living wage career is a game changer. And so proud of all of the partnerships that we have created and that we continue to grow, because I don't think we can realize that vision without a very robust, growing pipeline into our trades from our neighbors in neighborhoods across the city. Sure. I think we have our Secretary Treasurer of the Columbus Central Ohio Building and Construction Trades Council, another mouthful. Dorsey Hager is with us. And Dorsey, what a great panel, great conversation here today. Want to give you a chance to share a few words. I want to thank you. We wouldn't be where we are today without your leadership and partnership. And so excited that we've gotten to share Ebony's story today, but so many other stories out there because of the work that we're doing together. So, Dorsey, I want to turn it over to you, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for bringing me on. I just wanted to take a quick minute and thank all the panelists for being on here. I think they talked about their programs incredibly well. I really want to speak to Ebony and thank her for being on here. You know, not only is she living proof of somebody who's came through the building futures, went to the painters and finishers, and stepped right into the middle class, but she's done above and beyond. She's reached out to Chris, she's reached out to the guys at IUPAT, and she's been a tremendous advocate at these job fairs and career fairs and outreach events that we've been doing. And I mean, you can't speak enough of that. You know, way back, you know, Mayor, you mentioned that you're an older guy now, and I'm an older guy right there with you. But way back in your days in the school board, I can remember your passion for apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship and talking about the path of the middle class. And as mayor, you just said it again, this is America's opportunity city, and that has to be an opportunity for everybody. And, you know, our community benefits committee, Julie Maciejewski, Nana Watson, President NAACP, Larry Price, all of us, Aaron Beck from your staff, have done a tremendous job under your leadership putting these events together. And all these guys and all of our local unions and Leland and Building Futures and everybody has bought into this. And I think it's been an incredible outreach for the city. And I think it's provided a lot of opportunities to not only adults that maybe are not making what they think they should, or maybe have been displaced, but also kids that are in high school who are looking for a career, that understand that maybe even if they'd want to go to college, it's not an affordable option right now. And like you said, it's not either or, it can be both. And also middle school kids. I know Leland's been out in the middle schools. I've been out in the middle schools. Several of our agents and managers have been out in the middle schools. And when you talk to 7th, 8th, and 9th graders and you let them know that if they go to school every day, they show up on time, they graduate, that there's a place for them, that we can provide the training and put them onto that path of the middle class where they can provide for their families, make a good living, and earn and retire with respect and dignity like everybody in our city should. I think it's an important message. So just wanted to thank you again, Mayor, your staff, everybody there that's working so hard. Barry owes me a couple of lunches, so I won't give a shout out to him in the back of the room right now, but everyone else, lots of thanks. And we want to appreciate you for setting this up for us. And it's nice to give us the opportunity to have this forum today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you, Dorsey, and to all of our panelists. I don't believe we have any other questions. Is that correct? No more questions. The only other point I would make, particularly since we touched on this at the beginning, there are a lot of folks that are hurting right now that have been displaced because of COVID-19, particularly folks maybe in the hospitality, tourism industries, maybe that have worked in restaurants and other places. So really want to encourage them to seriously consider these opportunities. As Bill and Chris and Marvin have mentioned, there are openings right now today. So if you were laid off or displaced or have had a loss of income or a difficult time over the last couple of months, there are opportunities right now available to you, and want to encourage folks to reach out and take advantage of these opportunities. In many cases, you may very well make more money and get more education and more credits on this pathway, as Ebony and others have outlined here today, than maybe you were previously. And so I want to make sure I mention that specifically to our neighbors who may be suffering right now as a result of COVID-19 and the economic impact it's had on families throughout the community. But if there aren't any other things to be raised, I want to respect everybody's time. And I thought the best way to finish would be to let Ebony close us out. Ebony, maybe give us your final words of wisdom, your insight, what you're thinking about with respect to your future, and why the trades have meant so much to you.
Absolutely. Again, I want to thank everyone who's also on this panel for letting me be a part of it. It means so much to me. This, I said, this opportunity is bigger than me. And coming into the program, to be honest, I wasn't even sure what the building trades were. I've always been big on learning new things. So coming in, it kind of didn't matter what it was to me. I was just ready to go. And I have sort of a suggestion that might help, I said, with people being able to choose when it comes to the trades and when you guys come and speak, to be able to show what not a typical full day is, but a little more visual of what each trade does. Specifically, because you talk and you hand out flyers, but for me it was really hard to choose a trade because I wasn't sure what each of the trades actually did. You hear pipe fitter, you hear elevator, but roofer, but it's not specific as to actually what you'll be doing once you get in the trade. But for me, it worked out. And the reason I say that is because some people might go in blind and then they'll get there and they figure they don't want to do it and they'll just quit. So again, all these outreaches that you guys are doing are well needed. There's a lot of people I don't even think that know, as far as how I'm saying with myself, what the trades actually were. So I said, these things that you're doing is really great. And I will always be here, hopefully, and the Lord willing, to get me through the next 30 years and to be able to get more involved in even this, to learn about everyone's positions and what you can become other than just a skilled tradesman. So again, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity and tell you guys that you're doing a really good job. And again, thank you for the opportunity to let me be a part of this.
Thank you.
This is a great career choice. If anyone has any doubts, just let them go. Or reach out to somebody to get more information and clarification that you would need for yourself, because we can sit here all day, but it's not a bad thing to ask questions. So anyone who is able to hear, definitely get these contacts information and reach out to each of the trades, whether you're interested or not, because when you, like the coaches, the career coaches that came on and just asked the questions, to definitely make sure you reach out to each of the trades and have information, so when your students come to you or when you're out, you will be able to link them in the right direction, not only to the trades, but the building trades, Julie and Leland Bass and Dorsey Hager. I'm sorry, Dorsey. But definitely reach out so that your reach out can reach out further.
Ebony, I think two great pieces of advice there as we close out. Love the idea of making short videos of each of the trades. I mean, especially for young people, if we're talking about going after people, having short videos for each of the trades that they could either look at on their phone or at the different workshops or open houses that we're doing, I think makes a lot of sense. Stuff that we can push out to social media to kind of spark some interest, get people engaged, get them thinking about these trades. Because some of the titles of the different unions, I bet if we did the Boilermakers, cement masons and plasters. I mean, if we started just asking average people on the street, they may or may not have any idea what those jobs entail, what that looks like. And just having a short video for what an elevator constructor day looked like and the things that they work on, I think could be a great thing. So I think that's a great idea. And then I think your last point is one that, Dorsey mentioned in my school board service. I think we still have an awful lot of work to do with guidance counselors and with teachers and with parents about the incredible earning potential and educational potential of the trades. That I still argue that for at least a generation or two, a lot of folks in the educational community look down their noses at vocational education. And we told everybody they had to go to college at the age of 18 to go get a bachelor's degree. And that was how you determined whether you were a success. So we made young people and their parents feel as if they failed if they didn't do that prescribed, and fixed approach to things. And we know that was a mistake. I always tell people this story that when I graduated from high school, I was too slow to play football at Ohio State. I went to go play for the Fighting Quakers at Earlham College. 4 years later, I had $25,000 worth of debt and was making $18,000 a year working in the State House. I had a buddy that went into the Marines full time. 4 years later, he had an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree that the government paid for, and he bought his first home at the age of 22 with cash. And I had another friend that went into the sheet metal workers union, and he's made more money than me and gotten 2 degrees without any debt for his entire career. There are lots of different ways to the middle class, and we still have a long way to go to communicating that to guidance counselors and to teachers and to life coaches. So I'm glad they were part of the call here today. Thanks, everybody. Chris, to Bill, to Leland, to Ebony, to Dorsey, to Marvin, and to all those that joined us here today. And keep spreading the word about great jobs, opportunities, and building futures, right, Leland, for everybody here in Franklin County.
That's
Have a
right.
good day, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther.